Hello, everybody. Dee Dee, hello. Congrats on first. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the hydrate. I've already supped that. Azimuth, hello. Congrats on third for some reason. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Thanks for being here. We are way later than normal. I appreciate that. God, first thing this morning, not first thing. I got like an email this morning that I ordered some bits for the cats. Just like stuff we normally use, and it came through. No, normally it's like when I'm getting down to like a week's supply, I order more, and that week has the time to deliver it, and then we're doing fine, It was due for delivery on Sunday, and obviously we're now Wednesday. And I got an email from the delivery company this morning saying, yeah, your item is damaged beyond repair during transit. Here's a notification of that. You'll have to go back to the seller and sort something out. And I was so pissed. I was so annoyed. And it got getting through to the seller. It was kind of like a hassle in and of itself because they were like, hey, if you need to talk to us, there's either like an email address. You can download our app. Screw downloading their app. What the fuck do I need their app for? I go to their online website. Or you can chat to us live. And I couldn't find the live chat button. Couldn't find it anywhere. Turns out it's under like the you need to contact us, but it's under the contact us, send a message. So you think you're about to email them, and then it's like, oh, you can live chat now instead if you want. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, just why don't you just put that under the contact us bit? Anyway, so I get to here's the thing. I activate like the live chat, and of course it's a bot to start with who has to weed out the general queries, and and it's like, okay, what's your order number? So I'm like, okay, so I'll need to open another tab because I can't back tab here and back move, on the website. So I was like, right, okay. Got it as far as yodeling. Hello, Toadis. Hello, over here. So I was like, right now, obviously this isn't the case, but for some reason I had it in my head that like the middle click, like a mouse click, scrolling, wheel click, because I know that opens links in another tab. For some reason I thought it would duplicate a tab as well. Anyway, it doesn't. It closes tabs. So I went to duplicate the tab so that I could find my order number, and I just closed it entirely. So I had to start the process all again. I move and you start. Hello. And so I was like losing my nut already, and then I loaded it up again, and it was like, okay, you're sixth in line. I was like, right, okay, fine, I'm sixth now. And it's like, you're seventh in line. Oh, what do you mean? Seventh in line? You just said I was sixth. And it's like, then it's like, Jesus Christ. And then it's like, now you're fourth. It's like, okay, fine, I'll wait. And it's like, okay, I can't help you. I'll send you on to a person. Like, good. Spoke to a person. They got it sorted. Everything's done. They're going to send off a new, item. And granted, we still got to wait for it, but it's better than paying for nothing, and it's on its way. I was like, Jesus Christ. So I then just spent like the last hour and a half just on YouTube, just chilling out. Because I was like, I'm not going to play a game whilst I'm so annoyed, because it will not be nice for anybody. I was like, oh, okay, it's chill, it's fine. I just want a day, like just a regular day where I don't have to like fix a problem, Because even like most days, like some days, I just feel like they fly by. I seemingly do nothing, yet I still feel exhausted. I don't get anything done. But I'm still just having to, clean up after the cats, chase people about a house that isn't quite working yet, because we had a guy come and look at the leak. Turns out it may be coming from the roof. That roof they spent 6 months fixing before we could move in. Instead of from someone else's plumbing. So that's a bonus, but we still can't rule that out. And so it still doesn't mean it's fixed. So we're still waiting on that. I was hoping he would turn up on Friday, go, I found the leak, fix it, then we're done. And then we just got to get it corrected. But no, that's not the case. So I was like, okay, fine, just, anywho. So here we are. We're chill. We're back. Got these bird song and babbling brook noises to chill us out. Useless. I know. Thank you for the hugs, Dee Dee. It's very kind. Anyway, the point is, we're here now. We're playing some Lacuna when I get it going. I think, hello, welcome back. How are you doing? I hope you're well. I hope you're all well. You looked at it. Can't leave be fixed by stone. Because, well, this is the thing. Because they, what he did was he went upstairs and just like poured some water down the drains and went, well, it's not leaking now from there. So if it's not leaking from there, I don't know where. Because see, now I thought, being a professional, he would turn up with like some kind of like camera like device that might be going through the cavities to see, you know, to follow the pipe and see if it was broken or something like that. But no, he basically just poured water through it and went, well, it doesn't look like it's leaking. Because these aren't the people that installed the pipes either. They're a third party that the company are getting in for some reason. Instead of calling back the people who broke it, they're calling in someone else to fix it. And of course, their first answer is, well, we didn't install it, so we're having to like work this out as we go. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ. So they're sending someone supposedly. We'll wait and see how long it takes, but they're supposedly sending someone to look at the roof and actually check around the sealant and all that kind of stuff and make sure it's all correct. And we'll go from there. Because, I don't know. Anyway. So yes, the point is, how are you all? I hope you're doing well. What day are we? We are Wednesday. Yes. Yeah, I was going to, obviously, normally I stream sort of Tuesdays and then whatever day, but I was feeling a bit tired yesterday, and so I thought, okay, I will stream, because I've got the cats are back at the vets tomorrow. So I thought, well, since I'm not going to be streaming Thursday, 300, yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm glad you're good. Excellent. That's what, $300. I know. I really wouldn't put it past them. You exist. Well, we're glad for that. I mean, if that's not good for you, it's good for us at least. Yeah, so since I won't be doing stream tomorrow, I thought, well, I can easily separate it by Wednesday, Friday instead. And that's how we can work. But yeah, it's been, I don't know what it is. You know, the stupid thing is, I really enjoy streaming. I love chatting with you guys, and the games are fun. Sometimes, you know, occasionally, very occasionally, I sort of get maybe like towards the end of a game, or I'm in the middle of a game, and I'm like, I'm not really feeling this today. You know, it's the same kind of thing you get just when you're playing a game normally. It doesn't matter how much you're enjoying it. Some days you just want something a bit different, you know. And continue to possess sentience, I think. What if I didn't? How would I know? Well, exactly. You sentience, therefore you exist, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, it's odd, because I would love the idea of, like, streaming more. But for some reason, there is a little something, just a little something that as soon as I'm sat here, just before I hit streaming, and I'm like, am I up for this? Do I want to do this? Really? Do I? And then I hit go, and I'm like, yeah, there we go. It's fine. I sent it. Oh, that right, smell nice. Nice. But then again, it's the same thing like playing games, like just in general. Like I sit there with the Xbox on and I cycle through, you know, a wealth of games that I'm in the middle of. And I look at it and I go, I should be playing this. I know that once I'm playing it, I'm enjoying it. You know, like sometimes, like I was playing a bit of Outcast 2 yesterday, which I'm very close to the end of, I think. I've got quite a lot of the like side quests and stuff done. I was like, I was playing it, and I know that whilst I was playing it, I didn't want to turn it off, but I had to because I had to do dinner and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, fine. Analysis paralysis, maybe kind of, but it's almost sort of like just before I hit go, I just sit there and I'm like, am I up for this? It's a bit like occasionally like watching a film. Sometimes you sit there, you could really enjoy the film, and that 2 hours might disappear, no problem. You might spend 4 hours watching YouTube shorts or whatever, you know, but for some reason, when it's just before you hit play on a movie and you're like, it's 2 hours, 2 whole hours. Do I really want to sit here and watch that? You know, for some reason, as soon as you hit play, it's fine. It's doing its thing. You leave it go. And the same with the game, you know, once I hit like, okay, I'm playing the game. Sometimes I just have to do that. I will sit there with it, like the cursor on the game or whatever, and I'll just hit play, and immediately I'm like, oh God, it's playing now. I guess I have to play it. And then like 10 minutes later, I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. You know, I don't know why it's such a hassle. I still haven't seen Lord of the Rings. Oh, really? Oh, see, do you know what? I could understand that though, because the odd thing is, as much as I love Lord of the Rings, I really do. That's I've never read the books. That's a plan, because I'm a really slow reader. So I have seen the movies multiple times, and I really enjoy them. as much as I know I love the films, I think if I was to put the DVD in, or Blu-ray or whatever, I would probably hit the same thing. It'd be like, wow, this is like 4 hours of my life. Do I want to hit this now? You know, but of course, once it's running, you're enjoying yourself. You know, it's just really weird, isn't it? Just very strange. Wonder when that sort of became a thing. Like, I remember when I was a kid, there was just nothing would stop me just like hit and go. It would just be like, hey, I'm up for this. Like 10 hours for 3 films. Isn't it over 11 if you watch the extended edition? You can easily say like, you know, it's a good 12-hour stint. 3 hours of walk, but it depends what you focus on the bits you want to look at, I guess. You know? There's no way to talk about Frodo. Probably, yeah, exactly. I mean, it just. But that's the thing. Like, remember when they first came out? I bought the DVDs. I bought all 3 films in regular and extended edition separately. It's crazy, isn't it? Like just at the time, such a phenomenon. It's made just that battle, yeah. But yeah, I remember sitting there watching. I never finished all of the extras because the extended edition came with like an extra like 20 hours of extras or some rubbish like that. It's absolutely insane. I just never got around to finishing it. I mean, it was great, like behind the scenes stuff, but I just never got around to it. I was starting to feel fidgety more than 90 minutes before the end of the film. Oh no, that's fair. If it's not your kind of thing, or if you struggle with that kind of length, I can understand that entirely. Um, so I watched what's it called? I watched a film a couple of weeks ago. In fact, I've been sort of looking at some of these films that I put off over the move because now we're here and we're unpacked and everything. Well, the movies are anyway. Interstellar, that was it. That was a bit of a long one. It's about 3 hours, I think, maybe a bit longer, 3 hours 20, something like that. And I've been putting that off because I thought, oh god, this is a bit of a long one. And I've heard it's a bit, you know, love the books, but the film is different. That's fair, yeah. That's 2 hours per movie. Please, that's fair, yeah. And think about all the songs they cut out as well. It's crazy. Entire characters, which you know, like I said, at some point I do have the books. At some point I will. Well, actually, what I have is a singular, like, huge, like, trilogy in one kind of thing. I don't know if that's. Oh, Tom, I know, yeah. I don't know if it's slightly abridged or not, but I'll give it a go and see what happens. I do remember at one point because what happened was I bought it on a market donkeys years ago, so it's a used book. But when I bought it for a couple of quid or whatever, I was like, oh wow, really interesting because of course you know Lord of the Rings. I was like, oh, I could have my own copy. It would be interesting to get through. And I remember starting it and thinking, wow. I can't remember who's who based on the colour of their scarf because it's not just a matter of trying to remember who's who when looking at them. I have to remember what you've just told me and I've got to work with that. You know, it was I found it confusing to start with. I think this time I shall probably just kind of skip those details because I know people's names. It doesn't really matter what colour scarf they're wearing. I don't give a shit. You know, but I think it's just confused. It was messing with my head at the time. You know, it was just like way too much to try and take on board. But yeah, so one day I shall get around to that. But what's interesting for that? Oh, Interstellar. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, so that was a long film. It was a really good film. I'm glad I watched it. Really sad, very slightly depressing almost. Uh, but good. Very very weird. But anyway, it just made me think of Mass Effect Andromeda, which again is a game I haven't finished yet. I'll get back to that once I finished Outcast 2 probably. But anyway, so yeah. So I can appreciate it's not easy to do these things, and you know when you like you said, it's not something you're as into, and it is such a long time. You can easily. Do you know what surprised me lengthwise, movie wise? Sorry, going back to this just whilst I'm on the tangent. Have you ever seen the first and second Bahubali movies? Bahubali. They're. I generically, I mean, they're like Indian movies. I think they were, God, what were they? If I remember correctly, they're the first feature films produced in Tuvalu or something like that. They were they were quite big budget and really sort of breaking out of that local scene, so to speak. And they're really good films. The two of them together, because they came in part one and two. Because what happened was they essentially ran out of funding, and they had to split the film. And so they completed part one, released it. It was a huge success. They got the money to finish off part two because it uses some quite a lot of CGI, which of course is more expensive than most filming. The Hoovy movies, no, Bahubali, or as it looks like it's spelled in English, Bahubali, but it's pronounced Bahubali apparently. Obviously with accent, which I can't do. But yeah, it's by the same. It's got a lot of the same cast from. It's not the same people, I don't believe, but it's got a lot of the same cast from that film RRR, which apparently stands for something, but I cannot remember. But it's just three R's in a row, and I've not seen that one, although I've heard very good things. I should get around to that. But yeah, I saw it on Bahubali on Netflix, and it's like 5 hours for the two parts, and you get to the end of it, and it's one of those where it doesn't feel like 5 hours has passed, but you feel like you've watched like a lifetime of a film. You know, it's one of those sort of weird sort of situations where I was the same with uh what was his name? Him in Pitch Black, Chronicles of Riddick. That was it. I was the same. Like I watched that film donkeys years ago. We have it on DVD. Watch this. So this was way back in the old house. So like the house before the last one, which we were in. So this is something like 19 years ago, something like that. Give or take. So blimey, yeah. Just to think how long ago that film came out. But I really enjoyed the film. Like a well-working meeting? No problem, Summer. Thank you for being here. Hope you're doing well. How are you feeling? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, Chronicles of Riddick. It's one of those films. I enjoyed it so much when I watched it that I've never watched it again because I know that the second or third viewing or whatever will never be the same. It just won't be the same. And it's not like it's really precious, but you just know that if you're not going to enjoy it as much, what's the point of watching it again? You know, it's weird. There are films you enjoy and go, oh, I want to see that again. But then there are other films where they hit like a thing, and you just go, it will never be that good again. I just can't do it. It's like Avatar. I really loved that at the cinema. I bought it on Blu-ray. I've never opened the Blu-ray because I just know it's not going to be the same as watching it in the cinema. I just know it's not going to be the same as that first time I caught it. And in fact, it seems slightly a bit like Chronicles of Riddick because what happened was in the cinema it broke, so we ended up with like 20 minutes in the middle where they had to fix it. But Chronicles of Riddick, it's only like it's a regular film. It's less than 2 hours, like a hour and 45 or whatever, maybe 2 hours, something like that. But it felt like it went on forever because I kept getting interrupted whilst I was watching the film. So I think that film took like 4 hours to watch altogether. And because it spanned like the entire afternoon or most of the day in the middle or whatever, it felt like I'd just like lived a lifetime watching it. so by the end of it, I was like, wow, that was a really good film. And it just, it sort of had like this epic feeling to it because it lasted so long. And then I was just like, it'll never be the same. That's it, exactly. I mean, I can appreciate that cinemas obviously, are generally a better experience than sitting at home. Although I also do believe there are certain conveniences which are more, more appealing. Like, but you know what gets me is the sound difference at home is the biggest problem. Like you sit there in a cinema and you go, wow, I can hear all of this, sometimes to a deafening degree. And then you watch the same film at home and you're like, the action is going on. You can't bloody hear a word anyone is saying. Bathroom breaks. Exactly. That's it. The amount of times, like, I get, I so hate it when you're in the middle of a film and you're like, oh my God, I have to try and find a good time to go to the bathroom in a film I've never seen before. So I don't know what I'm going to miss. It's such a pain. Whereas at home, of course, you just pause. It kind of breaks up the tension a little, but it doesn't matter. I'll take the comfort over anything else, Speaker setup issue. Well, I mean, if it's just coming through like a regular TV, working as a login, so thank you, wife here. Congrats on second. If you just, if it's just a regular TV, obviously I know that people have like speaker setups or sound bars and things like this, which generally improve it slightly because it's sort of developed that way. But I just think like the mixing is worse than it used to be. You used to be able to just have not mono, obviously it'd be stereo, but you just have just like stereo sound. You can say, well, I can hear them talking, and then I can hear the crashes and the bangs. Whereas now it's so badly sort of leveled, none of it seems to work together quite right because they're expecting you to sort of splash out and have those extra speakers which carry the volume of their voices over all their other things. So yeah. Never use this. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm afraid it's something we've got to kind of work with. I think the best I've ever had was when I used to be able to plug. I used to have a set of wireless headphones that worked through what they call it, the like the fiber optic audio connection. They used to have a fiber optic cable connected to a box, which then transmitted to the wireless headphones. It didn't have to work that way, but they could, because if I used them on my like PC, they were just like USB, but I could otherwise plug them in as well. Toslink. I don't think so. It's just called like it was just like a 4-letter thing. It was like UFPI or something weird like that. SPDIF. That's the one. Sorry, it wasn't 4. It was 5. Okay. Yes, you're right. Yes. SPDIF. So yeah, it used to have that where I just plugged the cable into the back of the telly because of course the telly doesn't have USB, but it did have that, and so I could then just sit there with my like surround sound headphones on, and that works so much better. But of course, it's a little exclusive of other people if they're there, and also it's just a bit of a pain to set up. And headphones die after several hours as well, so it's gonna get halfway through the film and go, shit, my headphones need recharging. The pain in the ass. But yeah, I got sick of like running up and down the stairs when I wanted it because it was PC and then TV. It was all over the place. But that was the best experience I could get otherwise. That was pretty cool. But yeah, it normally when it's just coming through like the TV, it's like but then again, regular television is kind of the same. The amount of times you turn it up to like, obviously, what gets me is the number will be different for every television. So for some reason, our TV can technically go up to like, I don't know, 40 or something like that. But if you have it above 10, you're deafening yourself. So you're like, where the hell can this thing go as high as 40? That's absolutely insane. But then another TV might be, well, we normally sit around 20. And it can only go up to 30 or something like that. It's very weird. I don't know. But on our TV, normal television, like if I'm watching YouTube or something, that sits at around 6. But we might occasionally throw it up to 10 if they've got some background noise or whatever. And then sometimes when people are streaming, because of course those volumes vary as well, I could occasionally be up to like 13 or something like that. Then of course an advert kicks in and we're deaf, and it's like, Jesus Christ, walls are shaking. A bit of a sound snob. That's fair. Whatever works for you. Oh, sorry, Dee Dee. Thanks for the hydrate, and thank you for the lurk as well. Num num num. Right. Okay. Excuse me. Right. Okay. Anyway, yes, I told myself it was going to be a short one today. Maybe not. We might, maybe not as short as like finishing at 2. That's only half an hour away. That's a bit crazy. But we might go for just like another hour on top of this. I don't like running too late into the afternoon. That just cuts the day in half too much. I miss out on things, and I've got to. I still have stuff to do like normal. Just starting later than normal. So what are you gonna do? So let's start up the game. We'll get maybe like another an hour out of it. A nice little one today. Oh, good. Conan needs up to date. That's going to take a while later, isn't it? Look, here we are. I'll just get it started and then I'll swap pages once it's actually loaded. Because like last week, it probably take like 10 minutes to get in there. I'm not sure what to do about the voices now because, of course, last week I was kind of unprepared. Now I know that I have to do voices for things. I'm really not. You'll all know I'm not a voice actor. I can't really. I can barely speak with my own voice half the time, let alone trying a different one. But I'll try to make it a little less monotonous this time. and a little more versatile. Okay, yeah, so it's just just loaded up now. It's going to sit here on this screen for I don't know 5 minutes or whatever. My computer is so slow. God, oh my god, it blue screened yesterday. Just trying to multitask. I had a stream on one side, and I opened up Star Trek Online because I had to do my dailies, and I had to wait a bit later because they'd updated. Um, it's weird. They used to update on Thursdays. Now it's Tuesday and or Thursday. So it's just like, okay, fine, you know. So so it started up, and then I hit okay, play, and then the stream just stuttered, and I just got this horrible like noise of it like freezing. And my main screen, my main monitor just went blue. And I was like, oh my god. And it then sat there for 10 minutes trying to create an error report. It was right, okay. To the game. Let it capture this. And or yes, yeah, because the game will update. They do like their weekly updates. On a regular basis. Now it used to always be Thursday, so it's quite predictable. But now they kind of mini patch on Tuesdays occasionally. Because it kind of depends, you know. DirectX. Do you know what I think it is? I think it's my graphics card because every time it crashes, there's an Nvidia logo in there. Like not logo, but it's like it mentions, you know, it gives the whole code, and somewhere in that code is Nvidia. And although my graphics card works fine, I have noticed some very weird things happening. Like occasionally, I'll be sat on, you know, I'll have like two screens open, obviously, because we've got two screens. So it'd be like I'll have a stream, a page on one side, and then I'll just be, I don't know, whatever I'm doing on the other side. Like maybe I'll have a game running or something like that. And occasionally, pay like what I'm seeing on monitor 2 will suddenly just like take over monitor 1. And so I'll just have a mirror of them. And then as soon as I move the mouse, it goes, oh no, that's not the right screen. And it corrects it back. Or I've had it like just like go black, and it does that weird thing, you know, where it disappears and then it like reappears in pieces as the mouse moves. And then all of a sudden it refreshes and everything's back up to date. It does some really weird graphical things. Driver update. I updated the driver to my graphics card just the other day, actually, because I was slightly concerned because I updated my graphics card because I was gonna play some uh, Cyberpunk, but this is when I found out I can't play Cyberpunk anymore anyway, so it doesn't matter. But the point is, I updated the graphics driver just before then, so it is up to date in theory. But whether that's actually a working update or not, I don't know. But it's yeah, it's not great. I mean, to be fair, as we discussed, like I've never like really updated the thermal paste on my CPU or anything. My PC is getting old, and I haven't really cared for it as well as I should do if I really want to maintain it for that length of time. You know, it's just time and a huge amount of effort to actually get these things cleaned up and sorted out. It was such a pain just like organizing the cables to set it up in the bedroom. Once it was done, I was just like, there it is. And now, once we get things sorted, I've actually thought of how I'm going to rearrange things. So I'm going to have to move it again at some point. But it's just like, everything's just so much work. You know, not to be a downer, but I'm just so tired. It's like, why can't I just do things? And that's why I think consoles win out so often for some people. PCs, they're great when they work. Mood, yeah, but they're just. But when it comes to tech support, like having to fix a PC is just such a pain. That's always been the worst thing. As soon as something goes wrong, it's the worst thing in life. I can't stand it. Like when it's running fine, you're like, oh my god, it does amazing. It does all these things. It's excellent, great, and you just kind of take it for granted that it's running fine. And then as soon as it isn't, it's the worst thing ever. Anywho, the boat rental, 21% apparently. About a fifth of the way through this game, or is it just a fifth of the way through this case? I don't know. I don't even know what they're talking about. Okay. Why do we have to load the profile then hit play? That's a bit weird. Feels like that should just be kind of like an automatic continue at that stage. But fair enough. Fine. We'll take it. Oh, yes, of course. It auto-saved as we transported. Wifey in the background blowing her nose. In case you're wondering what the noise is, it wasn't me. I forgot how... Right, track down Diaz. Diaz is the guy who escaped. We identified him. That was it. We got an identification out of the bar lady because she got bribed by him. So we're still on the whole murdered case. Oh my god, hang on. I also just remembered Oh my god, hang on. There were buttons involved, weren't there? Did I set up a profile? Oh my god, hang on. Sorry, it's going to go quiet for you. Let me check my gamepad software. To do everything on a gamepad. It's so much easier. Did I set up any of these? I did. Okay. Not that I can remember what any of these buttons do, but I did set it up. Okay. Gotta remember that. Right. Okay. There we go. Thank you, everybody. Okay. So, A. Okay, that's that button. Good to know. Right. Sakura Hotel. That's the one. Okay. Okay. Dara, 0 seconds. Drovia. So is this like our distance from it? Surely we're not minutes away from transporting to another planet. I wonder what that means. Pulse is 91. We're only stood still. Sure, that's really healthy. Then again, we are a smoker, I guess. Maybe that's what's the problem. Right, track down Diaz. Anyway. Okay. Oh my god, yes, of course. It's not click, is it? I've got to... That's why I was throwing myself off. WASD. Oh. Oh. Because he answers automatically. Okay. Saito! Hey Neil, did you find the van yet? What a coincidence! We're right here. Looking at it now, seems like they dumped it. Figured as much. I dispatched a team to your location that will give the van a thorough screening. What is going on here? Is dancing? Okay, sure. You should leave it behind and go after the pub now. Maybe he's still close. Be careful. I've been looking at into Mr. Diaz some more. His ID seems to be completely fake. There's no record of it before he checked into the hotel. Fake IDs are very hard to come by. Need a surgeon to put it in. Oh, right, yes, of course. And a very good hacker who injects it into the federal database. I feel like inject is not the word I'd want to use in that situation. It sounds kind of gross. This is yet another sign that we're dealing with a big fish here, or more likely a bunch of them. A school of fish. School of big fish. Copy that. Thanks for the heads up. Because of course when he actually talks, he's the gruff guy. Hey. I'm the detective, so I have to talk like this. He is a smoker, I guess. Okay, so they're dancing. What's this? Walking. Just walking. 24-hour service. Ooh. Why, hello. I couldn't see his legs for a second here. This character looks like they're just floating along because they match the wall. Drink. Noel, it looks like. Oh, no. There we go, that's the right button. You don't look like you're here for the concert. I wish I was. Can I ask you a question? Do you see the person that landed the van over there? Do I look like a snitches? Get stitches. Do I look like police to you? There. You're not a cop, what are you? Il Conrad, CDI. CDI? Have we worked that out? I can't remember. Damn, CDI? That's even worse. Look, did you or did you not see the driver? I'm trying to find out where they went. I've only been out here for a minute. My dog needs to take a leak. And we're going back in. But they do have something with them. I would not have identified it as a dog. Taking the dog to a concert? He appreciates good music. Are we done? If you didn't see anything or anyone suspicious, yeah. Look, man, everyone around here probably looks suspicious to you. If you want to do some actual good, have a look around down at the pier. Ooh, my friend Rob keeps having trouble with his business. Some assholes climb into his boat, leave their shit behind, make a mess. Ew. I'm not cleaning up shit. That's maybe something to look into, but then you're not really interested in helping the community, are you? You have me all figured out. Have fun at the concert. Okay. So we're a lazy policeman. Good to know. Oh, there was... Okay, so there's down there. Boat rental. Hello? Oh, it's a chair we can sit on. Let me think. Let me think. Never mind. Oh, computer. Welcome to Port Bureau Canal. Now, is that Dash or Dash, I'm assuming? 39918. Okay, that did not help. It's the same thing still. It's a toilet. Okay. Gotta be heading down. Run downstairs because we're dangerous. Wait, hang on. Vending machine. Sweet. That's that button. Good to know. What's with the fancy suit? What's with the... Nothing. It's highlights, but I can't do anything with it. Oh, wait, investigation mode. I forgot about that entirely. Rope on this bollard seemed to have been cut recently by a pocket laser. How do you know it's a pocket laser? Maybe it's all burnt. I don't know. Okay. Might as well just have a smoke while we're thinking. Nothing bad could come of this, I'm sure. Oh yeah, because they're cancerless cigarettes, aren't they? Nice to know. Okay. Oh, now we can actually talk to him. Okay. Excuse me, sir. Huh? Have you been here all night? Who's asking? Neil Conrad, CDI. I'm here. You're investigating a case. Candy with a rubber tattoo. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, yeah. The ones where you actually, like, because you're a stupid idiot kid, you actually try to, like, you know, inhale through them, but they're just solid candy. You'd end up nearly suffocating yourself inhaling a candy stick. Like a blocked straw, you know? CDI, every time you're looking for a culprit, it's always down here, huh? That was just you. Oh, damn. Yeah, that was last week. Actually, I haven't seen those in years. Was it like, I swear candy, a majority of the time, is always just like generic, you know, sugar flavour. But I swear those had like a weird, like almost vanilla-y hint to them. I don't know why. Because I don't think they were actually flavoured in any fashion. Thankfully, they weren't flavoured like tobacco. That would be crazy. But one hell of a way to get people addicted. We're all from the same city. Sure as hell doesn't feel like it. I noticed a rope over there that looks like it's been cut recently. Oh, that's why we're allowed to talk to him. Gross. Yeah, it would be, yeah. But addictive. You know anything about that? Did someone steal a boat? Did Rob call you here? Yes. And you should talk to him. Rob! Someone's here about your boat. Well, tell him to get up here. It was Spider-Man flavour. I think I once had some that were Transformer flavour. You heard the man. Sweet, okay. Mmm, oily. Yeah. Energon flavored. Right. Just him. Okay. Well, I think. My investigation senses are tingling. Hey, what's the... That's the first time the cops have responded to my call. I know, he's a bit of a hippie, this bloke, isn't he? Had some punks vandalised one of my boats last month and nobody showed. Well, I'm in, so it doesn't matter if I lie now. I'm not with the police. Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm actually not with the police. Your comrade, CDI. CDI, what the hell are you doing here? I'm investigating a different case. You might be able to help me. What about you helping me? Why does the police ignore me and everyone I know? Why does the police ignore me and everyone I know? I don't know. Why does they? I know, but you have to listen to me. The man who stole your boat might be very dangerous. Help me find him, and you'll get your property back. When did he steal it? 3:40 now? Good hour ago? Right, okay, so 2:40. Heard the engine start and Ed yelled something. Ed? The man down at the pier? Yeah, he wanted to stop the guy, but it was an old man, you know. We went out to see what was going on. The boat was already leaving the port. I see. How long had it been in the harbour prior to being stolen? Well, over a week? Check the water. Boats don't go far on the street. That's true, yeah. Okay. Wasn't booked a lot lately. Is there a way to track it? All boats that go in or out are picked up by a scanner at the port entrance. Port AI next door has the data. Maybe it'll spit it out if you tell it you're tell it you're law enforcement. Okay. I'll give it a try. What's your ship's ID? No idea. Called Berta. Okay. Didn't you have a record of that? I don't know what to tell you. It's Berta to me. Will that name show up in the system? No, but it's painted on the side. Great, thanks. Okay, so it's been here all week and it left about an hour ago. I can probably work it out. You know anything else about the thief? No, except that it's probably a Savian. The damn Savians. What makes you think that? Because it was Savians who vandalized my boat last month. Is that all you're basing this assumption on? Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. This is a man on the run. He's just stolen a boat that was nearby. He's not here to vandalize it. Did you see the thief? No, but Ed saw him. Ed didn't seem too keen on talking to me earlier. He's an old grump, that's for sure. Any chance you could convince him to help us out? Ha! Nobody tells Ed what to do. Least of all, upper folks. Least of all, y'all upper folks. Y'all upper folks? You... Least of all, you all upper folks. This man's, grammar is terrible. One of you bureaucrats chased him out of his old harbour. I'm starting to turn slightly old-timey. Turned around with his old harbour, you see? Anyway, if you ever had any sympathy for you, that's where it ended for sure. Sounds like there's something important to Ed, huh? Why'd you shut up about it? So, you bring me my boat back or what? I'll do the best I can. If it turns up, I'll let you know. Objectives updated. Ed, you old fart. Tell me what you know. Excuse me, sir. Your friend told me that you saw the person who stole the boat. And what if I did? And you could describe to me what you saw to help me track it down. Your CDI? Your CDI, you said. That's correct. That means you're concerned with crimes, right? Like fraud and theft. Sometimes, yes. You also help out folks from around here? We help everyone. I'm in the middle of it. We help everyone. We help everyone. Why'd you ask? Look, I was thrown out of Matuna Harbour. That just sounds like his tuna harbour. I was thrown out of my tuna harbour the other day. Oh my god, no, is he? Oh god, what accent is that? Is it Boston? Harbour. Anyway, when I bought this boat as a young man, I came with a spot there. It came with a spot. Now the whole area is being turned upside down. Construction everywhere, richer folks moving in. First they tell us it no big deal for us locals. 2 weeks ago, I'm landing my boat. They asked for money. New management, they say. Of course, I don't want to pay up. Truth be told, I couldn't have anyway. I called the company. All I hear is lawyer gibberish, so I decided to go elsewhere. Look at this pitiful pier I've been staying at. Not a single decent pub in sight. Well, that is a problem. You help me get my spot back. I'll tell you what I saw. I'll see what I can do. Fine, I'll try. I'll be damned. Seems like things are finally looking up. Let's connect ourselves. You can call me as soon as you have my spot. Okay. Here's what you need to know. My spot was at Lacuna Harbor. Right next to the red herring. Tuna? Herring. Okay. The red herring? How about tell me or I'll arrest you? I'm feeling generous today. Besides, I feel like this might give us more puzzles to solve. It's a pub. The best one there is. I'll see. Very clever. I see. Very clever. That's where you'll find my friend Fred, the harbour master. Go talk to him. It's a few miles down the canal from there. From here. A few miles? Can't you just tell me? It's really time sensitive. Now we have a deal. Like I said, I got to shoot my shot. I think he's just trying to hit me. Anyway, fine. It'll have to wait a little. I'm following a hot trail right now. Oy. Okay. Okay. Alright. Get my button combinations mixed up. Run and up and left and right. Right, okay. Because I didn't... Okay. Because I didn't have the info. It didn't let me log in anyway. Okay. Welcome to the Port Bureau and Visitor. What can I do for you? I am AI. Show me the recent traffic data at this harbour. Access denied. Traffic data is not a matter of public record. I'm Neil Conway with CDI. Scan my ID. Scanning. Welcome, Agent Neil Conrad. What can I do for you? Today's traffic data. Come on. Understood. Display traffic data. Anything else? That's all. Sweet. Telephone. Yeah. Hoi hoi. Hey, any updates? Not yet, but maybe soon. I think our guy stole a boat. A boat? Why would he do that? He's AI, actually. Like, call me. He's Al, actually. Call me Al. Oh, that was subject of a recent joke that I saw on YouTube. I won't go into it because it might be boring for people. But yeah, it's an easy mistake to make. AI, Al, yeah. What are you gonna do? So he's Port Al. Why do maybe to avoid scanners? Boats aren't tracked as closely as cars or pedestrians. Still, the boat should be easy enough to find. They're slow, and there are scanners at every port entrance. The problem is that I don't know the boat's ID yet, but I do have a record of the local traffic data on screen right here. Traffic data again, huh? You know, I hate it. I've never finished a sentence with her. Huh? That I might possibly do that if I'm like distracted and I didn't hear something or I thought I heard something, you know, be like, huh? That's weird. You know, I would never finish a sentence going, so, huh? It's so annoying to read because it's not a natural thing to say, I don't think. I feel like it's a natural text. It's not a natural saying, you know? AI Fred. Do you know when the boat arrived or when it left? Yes. Approximately. I should be able to identify the right one on that list. Just give me a moment. Okay, send it to me via keypad as soon as you do, and I'll call you back to find it. If I find the boat. Will do. Talk to you in a minute. Exactly. Investigate? What am I investigating? Oh, right. I have to investigate to get these data. Okay. So, date time in. So it's been here approximately a week. What is today's time? Hang on. That one. This one. Here we are. It is... we've got to be around here somewhere. News? Alright, history today. So I think this is today's news. So it's the 4th of the 5th, 1840. Or 4/5/1840 if we're going back. Okay. So, we log here. So we're looking for something that came in... Incoming, outgoing. Wait, I can open up a pad here, can I? No, I can't, no. Okay. So this doesn't go back a week. It says the boat has been here all week. But all I've got is boats that left in the last hour. So about 2:40 on the 4th. This one. 788901. Yesterday coming in. What about these ones? About an hour ago, 220190. 220190 does not appear, so it hasn't. So it's sat there, stationary. Okay. Or 683098. 683098 again when came in yesterday. So it's this one, I think. 220190. Because it wasn't there yesterday. So it hasn't come in yesterday within these time slots. It's been there longer. And it went out at about the right time. It cost me 2 times as much to send my candles now as someone set fire to the post office. Oh god, yeah, that's so annoying. Why does it cost you twice as much? That's insane. For anyone who doesn't know, by the way, Azimuth sells some amazing homemade candles. Homemade makes that sound bad. Handmade, I guess, actually. That's what I really should say. It's a business. Not homemade, that sounds dodgy. DVD pickup, there's no drop-off local now. Oh my god. Yeah, and we are related, so we live nearby. So we have the same post office. And someone decided to throw a strop and burnt the place down, apparently. I don't know how much damage there was exactly, but I heard they don't know when they're going to open it. Now, my concern is they're never going to open it, because I'd heard that they were thinking about closing it anyway on the grapevine, which would be ridiculous, because it's a major hub, essentially. It's at our local centre, like town centre. So it's this is the one that people, as I understand it, it gets used a lot. But I'd heard that they were thinking about closing it down or relocating it in some fashion, because of course everything's about closures these days. No one ever opens anything new, unless of course it's bollocks, at which point nobody needs. Keep it open, especially for old. Exactly, that's it. I mean, we have in-laws in a place that it has no banks. It has no dedicated banks. There is a space that each so there's like a banking space where each day of the week is open to a different bank representative. So if I don't know, as an example, if you like bank with NatWest or something like that, you have to go on the day that NatWest are in this banking location, and that's it. They don't have a bank anymore, and so if you need like a counter service as opposed to like dealing with machines, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It is like the fact that people would have limited access to their own banking system, because if you don't do online, say for disability's sake, then you're screwed. It's absolutely insane. Anyway, okay, so I believe. Sorry. Anyway, it is ridiculous, and it's such a shame that just that bloody one thing is going to be such an issue for you. I'm sorry. Anyway, I believe... Now, I don't know what I'm doing here. But that's not doing a thing, although it does make things click. What am I supposed to be gaining from this? Because I I open this? Clues. Voila. Traffic data provided by AOS. Voila. The road was cut. Yeah. Sheets. He has his escape. Case closed. And he's murderer. Oh, that's still ongoing. Okay, yeah, because I can't close that one. Interesting, though, isn't it? So I know which one it is. So how do I... Was it 22... Hang on. 220190. I said that out loud already. What happens if I just type that here? 220190. Whoa, that's way too many. Just way too. 220190. Enter the train? What did I just do? Sorry. Okay. So I input it in. It's just telling me to go to the train. Must be the van we've been looking for. It has no license plates. Okay, yeah. Good to know. We kind of knew that anyways. That's fine. Right. Okay. Here we are. Got the ID. Oh, that did mean... Okay. I feel like I needed a bit more feedback there. Like that was actually going to be what I was doing. Like just some kind of interface that said, okay, type the number for the ID here, not just type a random number into a keypad and, you know, hope it's the right one. Got the ID you sent me. I found the boat. It's not that far away from you. Arrived at another harbour just a few minutes ago. I'm sending you the location right now. Saito? Hold on, I think I got a hit. A hit? On Diaz's ID chip. It got picked up just now. Right next to the harbour where the boat docked. Definitely got the right one. Yes. Diaz passed through a train station on foot. We got on a train. Nope, he was scanned at both exits. You're the closest agent to the current location. Get over there, stat. I'm sending reinforcements. Copy that. And the boat? Go after the sniper first. We can check the boat later. I'm sending you the coordinates. Get on the train now. Thanks. I'll keep you updated. Sweet. We win. Puzzle solved. Wow. It takes a while to stop, doesn't it? In we go. That wasn't so bad. Like I said, a little bit more feedback in the interface would be nice, but it's easy enough puzzle. Sorry, cracking my knuckles. Didn't mean to do that. Rocket. Gara Matuna residence. 4:25 a.m. Look at these foreground elements. Fight the perp. What does this fan do? It's a weird thing, isn't it? Just there. And what's it blowing onto or blowing out of? What is the purpose of this fan? I appreciate what it's doing, kind of, but why? Anyway, never mind. We got a perp to find. Oh, downloading news. What we got here? Who is Joseph Banny? I'm Miko Bannon. Everybody knows Joseph. Andrew Banny is one of the figureheads of the push for Drovian independence. But what kind of person is he in private? What are his fears and concerns, his goals and needs? The Garian Gazette had a peek behind the curtain. No, I wouldn't be surprised if you can hear my stomach rumbling. I'm sorry. I did eat breakfast. Oh my god! Slight sidetrack. In case you didn't catch it on 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 Discord. We get our food delivered on Mondays. It's just, simple system. Comes to us now because no shops are directly close. Can't be bothered driving. Just get it delivered. Costs us like £1 a week or whatever. It's easy enough. And sometimes they do swaps for items that aren't in stock. They'll say, right, we have, you can tick whether you want them to do this on individual items, but it's like, we don't have this item in, here's the next nearest thing we think you can use, and like last week they didn't do one brand of chips we ordered, so they put in another one, which was really nice, but also twice as expensive. So we're like, it's a bit of a treat, fine. And you can refuse them if you don't feel that their swap was acceptable. That's fine, So so I ordered breakfast cereal, which of course is my newest discovery of we got vanilla ice cream instead of mint. Exactly. So that's reasonable. That's fine. We can live with that. We ordered a couple of own brand Magnum style ice cream loddies because it's going to be hot this week. So we thought a little something cool. That'd be nice. Anyway, so my cereal, my bear cereal, which is all alphabet chocolate stuff. It was like, okay. They said haven't got this. LT Wifey, yeah. So we haven't got your cereal, your breakfast cereal. So we decided to swap it with some 4-month plus baby porridge. So I was like, what? That's not even the same aisle in the shop, because I guarantee you that baby porridge is in the baby aisle, not the cereal aisle. So it's like, what the hell is going on? So yeah, so I refused that because I was like, there's porridge. They do. There is that weird, connection. But you think they could give them regular porridge? It doesn't need to be baby porridge. I don't understand the reasoning there. But anyway, so no cereal except what I have left in the cupboard. Anyway, right. Banny was born in the late 1700s in New Joran. When his father started a new job in the mines of Sector 2, his family moved to Drovia, and after barely surviving its deadly collapse, relocated again to Sector 1. In interviews and public discussions, Banny often emphasizes the exploitation his family had suffered at the hand of its colonial rulers. I don't like that sound in the background. But they got you wet husband. Yeah, it's very odd. Very weird. This is why I don't do substitutions. Well, I leave, unless it's very, very specific, I leave the substitutions on just because I have no commitment to it. And it may be useful on occasion when they do actually swap it out for something you need. So, it's like we had that with cat food. It would be, we need the specific cat food we're looking for, but if they haven't got it in the 5-pack, they might have it in the 10-pack. So that would have been useful to us to leave it. And since, if they turn up with something we don't need, we'll just say, no thanks, So most of the time I leave it on just to see what happens, It is kid cereal, yes, I know. EO is taking over the world. But yeah. Damn it, Al. Stay out of my cereal. And, colonial rulers, like many other Savian families, he says, they always struggle to make ends meet despite working hard and long hours. Banner usually fails to mention the Garian grant for Drovian talents that enabled him to study law and ultimately kicked off his career in politics. Yeah. He can't be seen giving up that information. In an interview with Drovia Today, Banny declared that securing a better future for his own and all Drovian children was his ultimate goal. He has 2 college-aged sons, Harris and Tim, from his first wife, and a 2-year-old daughter with his new, much younger wife, Lisa Lacoste, who he met as an advisor on his legal team. We haven't met her, have we? She wasn't part of the team we saw before. Maybe not. A few months ago, however, rumours of yet another relationship crisis began to spread when Banny was spotted multiple times in inappropriately private settings with his secretary, Miss Laren? Was she the one on the balcony when he got shot? I bet she was. Banny, cupboard, bullet, rocket tab. Headshot. Bullet, one bullet inside the cupboard. The wall. Pixie Casino, rocket tower. No. Doesn't give me people who were there at the time. Oh, look, the van was part of it. Okay. Although logs, interesting. How far back does this go? Right. Catherine, Laura. Oh, yes, that's our daughter. Horace, Gary, Horace, Young, Arch, Laren. We were talking about our plans for breakfast. So, typical politician. The guy can't keep to one woman. Bloody. I did a piece on Watchdog about substitution. Someone was once asked if chorizo would be an acceptable substitution. No, not really, as they'd ordered nappies. Ooh. The people who got fish fingers instead of their Christmas turkey. Oh no. Oh god. That's the thing. I wouldn't leave something like that down to potential things. I understand some people may have no option, but if you've got a choice, get in there and get it yourself when you can, and just do what we do, and obviously buy it frozen. It's gonna last a while. You don't have to do the last minute rush or whatever, Eesh. Anyway, so this guy having an affair on his second wife with his secretary again. Likes to leave out the occasional details of his background to drum up support, obviously. Those stairs, or is that like a shutter of some kind? Oh no. I'm not gonna... No, these are stairs, okay. Wow. We're chasing someone down. I'm not gonna stand there and have a cigarette. Grindle. Get your hands off me. Officer Marquez. Please stop resisting, ma'am. What am I being arrested for? You have no right. I want to talk to my lawyer. You have a lawyer? Maybe? Maybe I... You don't know. Let's call them down at the station then, because that's where we're going. No! Why are you wasting your time on me? There's a guy with a rifle around here. Miss Grindle, there isn't. Let's go. Hold on just a second. Neil Conrad, CDI. CDI? The Central Department of Investigation? Case leads me here. May I ask what's going on? I'm so glad you're here, sir. These two officers are making a grave mistake. The whole quarter should be locked down right now. There's a man with a rifle around here. Miss Grindle calls us every week. Last time it was for a car that was too large for its parking spot. Before that, she called us on a street vendor because he was lurking outside the apartment block. He's been doing that for a long time. We're finally bringing her in for wasting our time. Sir, please, you're with the CDI. Your oath demands that you take me seriously. I don't recall an oath about it, Miss Grindle. Don't you see I'm one of yours? What? Your CDI? No, I'm an upper. I don't belong down here. When my husband was still alive, we had a nice place on the upper layers. It had sunlight and proper walls and no drug addicts lingering around the entrance. I've just fallen on hard times for a while. Enough. You've been living down here for 12 years. Let's go. Sir, I swear, I overheard some dangerous people. They have a gun and some important data on something. They killed somebody already. She said, "Is it done?" And he said, "He's dead." Could you tell me the story from the start, please?